Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Tabletalkers with Mark for Destiny here. Last time, the party met a bald man from Beelfound, a northern country to the far north, that helped detoxify them from a few drinks, a slight bit of bar hopping, a little bit of magical bar hopping, but got them up there. Party decided to actually go to the meeting a little ahead of time and sit there and schmooze around the dinner tables of the feast being held for everyone in attendance. Salt found someone he had recognized from his homeland in a rather large red scaly friend named Raz. He Sorry if I'm having to clear my throat a lot. My sinuses are acting up from yard work today. But Danny had a little scare with losing Peter, and looked around for a while, briefly left the area to go back to the alleyway they were in, and found one plum rose with a Danny, but had also acquired a entire cheese wheel from a dwarf because everything was being paid for by the state. Didn't matter who ate what or who took what, so Danny took a whole cheese wheel. But upon getting back and Valthioff having a lovely brief recounting of the story of Ragnarok for the scaly folks around that were not familiar with it, of their reaction being a bit more on the oh no side, and Valthioff seeming a bit excited, and Danny just like, yeah, that sounds about right. The actual meeting itself had gone underway, of which a slightly intoxicated Bulverker, who had been elected as the speaker, went through and gave a brief summary of events that may be unfolding, dealing with a 50-year cycle and an eclipse that comes around every 50 years, and the strange marks that all of you have that swap their markings every 50 years or so. And the next event will be in about 10 years. And as such is the homeland of Salt's people that has gone into permanent eclipse, and their cycle had bared the same marks as the one, let's say, 50 years prior, or 50 years, they were 50 years ahead of the area we are in now. So it seemed to track that in 10 years there might be an eclipse that might not leave. And that's bad for everyone that relies on things like the sunlight and plants, agriculture, the backbone of society. And with a bit more of drinking, figuring out what they were going to do, and a night spent in Plumrose's Magic Mansion, the party had got a mostly restful sleep. Valthioff was offered to, and along with the rest of the group as part of him, were offered to join Vadim there, the bald man, and the Black Horseshoe mercenary band he seemed to be the leader of, which respectfully declined, but he left the offer open for if you guys want to join in the future. And it seemed to have awakened something for potentially later, after hitting him with a bolt of light in his chest and seemingly sending him into a life or death state before reviving him. Along with that, you were met with a very similar fellow in appearance to you, but can't even say half your height because you're tall as fuck. Like a third? I think a third of your height's kind of closer to it. You were asked to join the Dawnbor Azamir movement in Al Saban. By Al Saban, in the capital of Rizal. They told you, if you ever want to look into it or see what they're all about, you can head there and join up with them, as they are trying to form a righteous movement to be a light in the upcoming dark times. However, there was something much simpler that the group seemed to have settled upon and can discuss briefly. They wish to change that or figure out more of what's going on, but it seemed to be that you guys were going to simply be bodyguards for the meat man, making a delivery cross country. And go from there. But for that, you guys have to actually go back up north to the Sugar Plum and surrounding area to pick up the meat man, which, for Arik and Thaddeus, you guys very briefly met him before being attacked by bird things from the sky. However, party in your hands. It's early morning.
I just want to put it out there.
You guys had just gotten done with the conversation. Goddamn sinuses. I'm sorry. I have to clear my throat so much. It is bad.
On a funny note, before we get going, I'm glad I had my mic off because I started to do the Borderlands intro out of fucking habit.
You mean Hi, Welcome to Star Wars?
No, I actually said Borderlands this time.
You've been better about that. You've been better about that the last few times.
Now you've said it though. It'll go bad again. I just thought that was funny, sorry.
Yeah, after you had talked with Al Saban there, this is picking up right after he had left.
And just to double credit check real quick above game, I think this happened. We are supposed to make our own way to him, or are we going back with Plum Rose? Sorry if that's been reiterated.
I don't believe we discussed that yet.
Okay.
So, before we leave the city, is there anything that anyone here needs?
I have useful things, but I don't have gold to get it, so no.
I have much the same problem.
Really is kind of a big issue.
Plus, there's people I'd like to avoid, so I'm good with making a tree and leaving.
Then we should probably head to the various destination that we have to go to. Try to avoid what I can only assume is drunken revelry and or apocalypse panicking.
The two actually go hand in hand. There's some pretty crazy parties that usually start.
As you say, right after you say that, you have someone that like wakes out of a drunken stupor from one of the under the table, with the kind of like, oh shit, what's going on, and then immediately just hit their head on the table and right back out.
Yeah, like that.
Just a thud.
Groups are already scrambling to form here. I'm interested to see how things are going elsewhere, though. That message wasn't broadcast everywhere, correct? Just here?
It seemed like he just did that localized. More of a, just booming his voice rather than the whole area.
But the word will spread.
It's okay. If it's like a lot of things, there's going to be a long time where people don't believe it. And nothing will happen.
It'll likely come and go in waves.
Yeah, pretty well. Paranoia is a bitch.
But if
Speaking
there's...
of checking in as your resident experience person, how's everybody handling the news of the apocalypse? I want to point out it's absolutely valid to want to go sit in a potted plant for a few hours and process. A lot more relaxing than you'd think.
At first I give you a look that's like, why? But then my eye shifts toward Danny, and the look fades.
Wait, what? Right? Sorry. What did you say?
What? Wait, is that Thad asking above game or Danny? I'm sorry.
Yes. I forgot your name.
You got this. It's a mineral.
Which one of them?
Well, I saw Cam just look over at me.
You got this.
And I
I
realized
see.
that you were talking.
You eat
Oh,
it.
my, we're talking.
You can figure it out. You eat it with food.
I know your name.
Oh.
Kim Axel, I
Yeah.
forgot.
Oh. Oh, you said
Understand
his
where
name
you're
first. That's
from.
why I was confused. Sorry. My bad.
I saw Cam look at me. Strange. I know you were just talking. You being Saul in this case. So, what did you say? I kind of wasn't paying attention. I was checking up on Peter, which is my excuse.
He is fluffy and fine.
I believe he's
I'm not
asking
gonna
what
use him again.
you said, Matt.
Is he? He said he was asking what Cam said.
Cam looked at me
I thought-
strangely.
Yeah.
And I saw the look. And you said something. You being Salt said something.
I do say a lot of things. That is fair.
Cam
I
looked
made a
at me.
comment as Salt, who was basically saying is like sometimes you just need to, if you want, it's understandable if you need to go sit in a pot and pretend to be a plant for a while. It helps a lot.
No.
It's like a full dissociation experience.
I see what you're doing then. You're doing the racist.
What?
Well, now I have to ask. I couldn't hear it. That was so quiet.
You're coming in a bit quiet, Thad.
Yeah, Discord's doing its job in taking away background noise. And it thinks my voice is background noise because I have a fan on the background.
You think you get to be comfortable? No! Fuck
I hope
you!
I will speak. It's up in the 800s here if I don't put Cam. Who? I don't know of anyone who willingly goes sit in a pot and pretend to be a plant. Open field, maybe, but not a pot. Pots are uncomfortable.
Are you saying you do not commune with plants?
Hmm.
You treat that head of lettuce as though it were also your pet.
I don't
Wait,
know
lettuce.
anything about this head of lettuce. I haven't tried to talk to it because it's probably dead. Because its heads have been cut off.
That lettuce
I've
looks like
never-
it's in perfect. That lettuce looks like it's in perfect condition.
I've never felt bad for lettuce before.
Well, it has a rabbit that's constantly trying to eat it.
I mean, yeah, I'm fine with that. It was the beheading talk that felt kind of like, I've never felt bad for lettuce before. I mean, I haven't thought about lettuce in about 40 years, but I think,
So I guess I could if I wanted to, but I typically wouldn't. Plants don't really go anywhere, so they don't have a lot to say. Unless they do go somewhere, in which case they're probably dead because they've been uprooted. Or they're magic, in which they have a lot to say.
I just look at Salt
There's
with
a
a bit of
lot
a, you see what I'm saying?
he just gives you like the nod of, huh, oh, what do you know, kind of moment.
If you sat in the same place all
He's gonna
day,
give you that look of like,
every day.
mammals are weird.
Just gonna look around hopelessly.
You wouldn't have much to say either.
Happened to what?
Said if you sat in the same place all day, every day, with nothing going on around you, you wouldn't have a lot to say either.
Factually untrue, but I appreciate the attempt.
So overall, it seems like we have no money, even if we would be doing other things. So, where's this
Somewhere I
delivery
left my
starting?
gold somewhere. I had some, then I didn't have any.
I know
It's
where
very
mine is, and I can't access it.
I don't know where mine is, and I also
little-
can't access it.
I have a little left over from the other day.
And well, he's gonna look over at Danny and be like, and well, yeah. So I guess job. And then get ourselves kitted out more.
Maybe we'll find things along the way. Some strangely well-equipped brigands, perhaps.
That would be lucky.
Matt, roll a d20.
God damn it. Why me?
Because
You
you're
know
the one
why.
with the luck
You-
thing.
I know, he just targeted me out.
You
and I'm
said
not used to
the
that still.
word.
7. It's actually kind of a lucky number. Hopefully that applies.
You feel a bit of a cool breeze, just a bit of a cool morning breeze coming in. Looks like there's going to be rain later. And clouds off in the distance.
How many days did it take us to get here?
Tree.
Oh, I no longer have the fatigue.
No, you guys haven't left yet. You guys haven't left. You just
Oh.
acquired more.
That was recently acquired.
Yeah, that was a last night thing for you, buddy. We haven't left yet. You covered
Okay,
the
I got
previous
mixed
set
up.
of exhaustions. But somebody went back for more exhaustion, so now you still have more.
Yeah.
I never said it was a bad thing. Don't act offended.
Oh no, that was a happy yeah.
Oh, sorry. Came out different. I apologize.
Oh, you can.
So, who's the meat man? And why do I get like vague shivers down my spine over this?
He's just one of the best butchers around. And not in some kind of culty or nickname way. No, he's just a legitimate butcher that lives in, I guess, on my property, you could call it. And because I can control the produce in the area, all the animals he raises are very well fed and healthy, so they produce a good quality meat. Nice and simple. Anyways, though, to going before I want to light myself on fire, just as she's sitting there just looking at salt, you recognize it looks kind of like a bottle of alchemical fire, but darker. She's been swirling it in front, like just looking at it, watching the liquid slosh inside for a while now.
Well, make haste, I guess. I don't want to see what happens.
You guys make your way back down to the port, so the pumpkin can be redeployed into boat form once more. Pumpkin gets set out back on the floor, grows back up to its full carriage size, dipping into the water, lengthening out to become a nice long boat with a housed structure there on the back, taking the pumpkin shape. Some roots forming into oars, ready to carry you all back along.
Woohoo, back onto the cold waters.
It's been fun.
Back into the cold waters. Instead of them.
The hell kind of ripcord was that?
Ripcord.
I think Danny just got yeeted off the boat. The tentacles took him.
Part of the ship, part of the crew?
Assimilation.
One with the plants? I don't know. Thad, is your mic good?
Everything's fine. I just bumped in and knocked things over.
Oh, okay. That's not too bad.
Yeah.
Alright. But everyone back on board the boat. Making haste traveling across the water. Guys, bit chilly there for you scaly folk, as you guys go over the crystal clear waters, and are any of you looking down, just at the bottom of the lake, since you can see all the way through, just looking around?
I'm actively probably keeping an eye out for if our dragon buddy makes a return, and last time he was in the water, so I know when to bail.
Alright. Off your, there is something odd you do find at one point in the lake, and you know it's got to be somewhat fresh because the state of deterioration. However, there are multiple bodies towards the bottom of the lake, somewhat close together, all tied up, and just left there at the bottom. They're not skeletons yet, but hard to tell how long they've been there. It is a cool northern lake, so if this animals get to them, they could be preserved a decent while.
Is it anybody that I would have recognized from the crowd that was there?
No.
Suspicious.
Heh. You know, people dump bodies in water all the time, but this seems probably the worst body of water to pick since you can just look down.
I mean, on the opposite side, do you really want to risk going down to try and find out about it?
I'm not.
Exactly.
If anything, it could also be a trap down there. Some things mimic distress or dead bodies for things to go check on them, and then they are some kind of transforming creature or shapeshifter, or they just have lures that look like corpses or other body thingies, and then they go to try and eat you.
You know, every time I think this world is nice. Every time.
So you're suggesting this to not go and check on the bodies in the water.
I don't know, do you recognize the faces in the water, Danny?
Do I recognize the faces?
I just realized he doesn't get that reference, I bet. Never mind.
It's you know, it's one of those. It's a bit of a distance where it's kind of hard to tell from here.
Hmm.
Guess in that case, my answer is I don't know.
All right, with no one wanting to go dive down there and actually check, then.
Well, how? We're on the pumpkin boat right now?
Yeah.
I don't mind going for a swim.
I am too exhausted to try something like that right now.
They might have money on them.
You want to dive down?
Sure, why not?
You gonna take like any armor or clothing, anything like that off first?
Of course not. Why would I do that?
You know.
Wild shape into a fish.
Hey, wild shape, yeah. A use of powers. So, after you're saying like you might as well go check things out. What kind of fish do you want to be? I heard a noise, but I didn't catch it.
I just said, I don't know. Is there any fishy nose that glows?
You say any fish that glows?
Mm-hmm.
Not really in this area that you'd have reference to know of offhand.
If I'm from the north, then the only reference I would have is what, salmon?
Salmon, various small fish in ponds and lakes.
Salmon's fine because salmon can jump out of the water.
Alright. Are you just diving in and turning to a salmon midair?
Yeah. That sounds great.
Alright. As you know,
Peter
You
flops onto the deck.
The two scaly folk there, watch Danny sit there, take a second, adjust himself, and jump off the boat, diving in, and midair just morph into a salmon, splash into the water, and start to swim down.
So that's not on us, right? Making sure I got the customs right here.
On us.
Okay, yep, that's about right.
All right. So you're gonna go try and loot the corpses as a salmon.
Yes.
Give me an investigation check as a salmon, which I'm
My intelligence
Remember,
still stay
wild
the
shape.
same, right? Or do I get salmon intelligence?
Mental stays the same with wild shape, yeah.
okay. I was mixing those things up with polymorph.
Technically, when you wild shape, you get to keep all your proficiencies, features, and mentals. The only thing that changes is your physical stats and base movement
It is still you, but creature.
and AC.
So you yeah, okay. Give me an investigation check.
Okay. So,
Danny Salmon.
I
It's
I'm
much
not
more
the
unique
20,
than the other
but that's
fish.
19 total.
Does Danny Salmon just have a D on the side in the scales?
Just a D burned into his side. White
Different
letters.
color scale. Different color
Is
scales
there a
or
ring?
something.
Did he dive through a ring of light?
And his thing is dancing light.
Okay, you said you got a 19?
I have a natural 20, but that's a 19 total.
Oh, I see. So as you swim down there and you start to poke around the bodies a little bit, one of them still managed to have their hat on top as a looked to be a captain's hat. And rummaging around a little, you can manage to pull out a sack of coins from one of their pockets.
Can I get the hat too?
You can swim up with the hat.
Mm.
And roll me 2d20.
You're off my best. 11 and 18? 18.
11 and 18. Combine those, that's how much gold you find in this pouch.
39.
39. Alright. Are you just like full burst out of the lake back onto the deck?
That's the intention. Transform before I hit the deck. Hopefully, keep my captain hats on.
As you guys are just kind of down there watching, I say just up top, just looking down. You see he's got something. Starts to swim back up. It's kind of hard to tell. It's in closer, and as the salmon burst forth from the water and midair, in glorious fashion, with the morning sunlight shining upon him, transforming back into dancing light, the hat of a captain, soggy, perched upon his head, and a bag of coins in his mouth. He lands upon the deck, triumphant.
So have you always been
What
a
a catch
fish?
there.
Sorry, say it again.
What a catch there.
So have you always been a fish?
I mean, I'm sometimes a fish. Always been? No. I'm not a fish right now, see?
winks
Or
at
got
your
a
fish
skinny hat.
disguised as a man.
Thumb rolls with thumb towards Val there, just. Yeah, his god of trickery was also a fish at one point. And a horse.
Loki has been many things. He's been many, many things. I don't know what he is.
He's also a weird term, since while he was a horse, he gave birth.
No, I cannot do that. I am saying now, before you get any thoughts in your head. Nor would I want to, if I could.
I know
Right,
you
we
can't
know
see
that
me,
you-
but that's 2 times in a row I've opened my mouth and raised my finger to speak, and you made me put it back down.
It's like Saltmire with the or salt dressed with the crocodile mouth. The mouth opening just like a fucking rusty hinge.
I'm glad you know me so well.
I feel like I'm looking for it very. It only took 3 years.
It's
What?
coming through
But
rough.
I found some gold now, I think. These are good coins, right?
You open it up and start going through it is. Yeah, it looks like gold that people have come through before with.
Can I see one? I can tell you if it's gold.
I mean, can you?
Yeah, if I can have one, I can tell you if it's gold.
In your. Might as well hand him a coin.
Alright, hand him one
'Cause why
coin.
not?
Alright, I eat it. Is it gold?
It is in fact gold. It's a bit
Okay.
it's a bit icy. It's a bit chilly, a bit cool, refreshing, definitely, like putting an ice cube in your mouth wakes you up some there.
Yeah, he just takes a bite. He just reaches up, he watches he reaches up and takes a bite out of the coin and goes, yeah, it's gold.
38 coins.
38 coins. Yep, I've already marked it down. The moment he started, I decided to mark.
I just find somewhere to sit and wait.
You knew you weren't getting that coin back, right?
Nope, I knew it.
That's fair.
But what's one gold coin actually worth?
A good snack.
They're worth about 1 gold coin.
Also that.
Which basically nothing.
Hey,
What?
you could buy a lot of lettuce.
What do I need lettuce
But
for?
it's the devil's lettuce.
He already has that.
You already have.
I already have a full head of it. So, wait. Yeah, that's fine.
Alright. Nothing else along the lake ride. However, it is most of the day's trip, of which you are provided some nice, pretty much. You said lettuce, so you got me thinking. Pretty much cabbage, pretty much just some steamed cabbage rolls and vegetables inside of it.
I'll live my vegetarian life.
Could be better. Could also be worse. It's food.
It's food and it tastes semi-decent. That's better than a lot. Let's go.
Depends how much. Well, depends how much you like, steamed veggies. Not everyone's taste. A humble meal might be insulting to Camaxtil over there.
I will grow accustomed to this slave food, or I will die. And I have made this realization.
How many stages of grief do we get to see when you eat these rolls?
There's probably an initial and then it just kind of goes. Yeah.
Okay.
The slight sob in between a few bites.
Oh my god.
Overly pointy incisors going into cabbage. Yeah.
It is deceptively effective, though.
But unfortunately, the rain is there before the boat ride is over. However, the pumpkin is all accommodating and stretches out a bit of a cover over top of fruited mass. You still get a bit wet from wind blowing some rain in, but it's not a heavy rain. It goes through for a few hours, and Pumpkin transforms back into carriage, getting ashore to keep a travel pace going. And it's probably at least nice on the rain's probably nice on the roof of the Pumpkin for helping you sleep. Though people might be a bit restless from basically sitting down all day. Val, remove one level of exhaustion for one long rest.
Hell yeah. I won't die. Actually, no, I can still die in one.
Came through really robot there.
I was like, wait, if I can still roll bad and still die.
Yeah. Yeah, you can.
I'll just wait till I get back down to one. That'll be fine.
That being said, unless any of you have anything you wish to discuss, ask, or merely be curious about over the next 2 days of road trip, we can fast forward ahead. Going back up north. All right. I take that as no questions. But as you travel back, I say, you finish heading up north from Coral to along the border of Gallia and Silfheim. I hate you, sinuses. I hate you so much. It's amazing. All the dust I worked at an overnight warehouse job. Paid fine most of the time. Go outside for a few hours. In the yard, though. And it's there for days.
Well, that was me.
Medicine only
Like,
helped so much.
working in the tree service wasn't too bad. I work at my dad. Not really, bucking the trees or anything. Use my ass off. And then most of the day I was cutting grass. Wasn't bad until I finished.
Yeah. But you guys get back up to the Sugar Plum Inn and the surrounding townstead. Roughly, say, roughly later in the day. Let's say, like 3, 4 in the afternoon type-ish. And dropped off. Okay. Do you guys want to head out now with the meat man? Or wait till tomorrow morning? And I can just tell him to get everything ready to go.
That's up to you guys. Also, I have a question I meant to ask, but my mic was failing me.
Oh, what time is it current?
Like 3-4ish in the afternoon. And what question did you have, Matt?
He was going to ask her about the area they were going to, and anything like any tidbits or heads up or something about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or even just like
I'll be able to-
anything that's like culturally like, hey, don't fucking do this or you will be, drawn and quartered.
Yeah. Well, you know.
Little stuff like that.
No, going down to Yord is rather nice most of the time. It's for the most part just nice, rich, fertile soils. A mostly rural people. They like to they don't take things too serious a lot of times, so if they say something, they're probably just fucking with you to get a reaction.
Important
Yeah.
question. How do they take
You'll be heading down.
jokes?
They take what?
How do they take jokes, though?
Yeah, person to person. I've only been there a few times. It's been probably 30 or 40 years since I last head down there, but it should be a bit warmer also. Yeah. If you want to look at it as kind of a cold weather wardrobe check, think of it as going down a jacket.
That leads me to question 2. Do you have something not shredded that I could perchance take? Honestly, I'll be alright. I'll be honest here. It's probably take.
Shredded what?
Something that's not shredded to wear. Sorry.
Just reaches out and cast mend on your clothes.
Does it work?
Yeah, your clothes actually mend.
I'm sorry, last time she tried to fix something, it failed. I had to make sure.
That was your bones.
It was all of my everything, I'm aware, but I have to ask for clarification's sake.
She's not an osteomancer. You gotta go find Bart for that.
Bart would have a field day.
Flesh putty.
No flesh taffy.
Sorry. They're close.
Close.
Rubber bones. Skelepathy. Anyways, though.
Well, I do appreciate that a lot. Magic's very convenient, isn't it?
Anything else? Alright, Medina, you had asked about the time of day. It's like 3-4 in the afternoonish.
So it's been a few more days.
Boy,
Yeah, your
time
exhaustion is gone.
nice.
All right. Look at me. Look at me. I'm going to look over to Val. I'm going to walk over to Val. Look at me. All right. And you looking at me?
One eye starts trailing off. Yes.
No. Look at me. I cut both eyes. Focus.
Yes, friend.
You cannot get any more. We're going to be traveling, and admittedly, by their own stuff, probably attacked. No more. Not tonight.
Not tonight. Understood.
Honestly, also third time's the charm. She might kill you.
Not a bad way to die.
Hey, no, look at me. No.
If she says, I can't say no. It's more of a demand at that point.
You can though.
You gotta walk places.
I think
You
she
guys can keep. You guys can keep them.
I guess we didn't talk very softly, did we? She should be smart enough. Yeah, it's one of those.
Alright, though. Heading out tonight? Morning. There, nay, so I can go tell Meat Man.
I would love one more night in a bed, personally.
What kind of food do we have on the boat?
She gave you steamed vegetables.
Ah. I would like a good meal before we head out. As well. And drink.
Adjust your mic, you're cutting it.
Ah, I would like good food and good drink before we head out.
But are you then wanting to stay overnight or simply eat and go?
Good food, good drink, and let's rest.
Okay, so I'll go tell Meat Man you guys are leaving at the crack of dawn. So he can get stuff ready.
Thank you.
Looks around a moment. Kind of just sighs. And turns into a crow. And flies off. Caw.
I know.
That applies to you too.
Caw.
Seat's taken.
I don't trust you.
Caw.
Fuck, I don't know if anybody caught.
Caught what?
I don't know if anybody caught that.
I heard Matt say seats taken.
Oh, that was me that said that.
No,
Oh,
I
thought
said
Matt
I don't trust you.
I thought you had also said seats taken.
I in fact did not know.
Hmm.
I will fight the bird.
Caw.
I'm concerned the crow might win.
Does a little like put your dukes up gesture with its wings. Like kind of hops back and forth on Salt's shoulder.
What do you do? Are you not entertained?
The bird points down.
Damn.
So this is how the friendship dies.
Hell yeah.
I don't know what this is, but I'm not sure I like it. Anyways.
I finally got a fly that's been buzzing around. It's been banished. And by banished, I mean I flicked it somewhere and I don't know where it is. But it was a good flick, so it's probably just on the carpet somewhere. It will be stunned for quite the time. But, remainder of the day. Anything you guys would like to do? As you were back in Sugar Plum.
Not incur a penalty from the witch.
Understandable.
I'm gonna take some time to try and incorporate Cam's attempt at a magic lesson, because we both realized he's a very instinctive caster, as he put it. And just kind of working on that for a little bit. On my own. I say on my own, I'm not like isolating.
Yeah. Couple hours later, you just, while you're in the middle of similar just trying an incantations, your farm's off.
I mean, probably I've been doing this for 2 hours. That's about it.
Car. Okay.
This is relatively new.
You can read, right?
Yes. I can read. Ow.
Yeah.
That hurt, actually. Ow.
Not a thing because you're lizard man or whatever you are. Plenty of people can't read.
So has the mild offended look, but he'll move on from that pretty quickly.
And she'll pretty much hand you a book that's just pretty much just a magic for dummies guide.
Well, gotta start somewhere, I guess.
Yeah, a lot of warriors that want to dip into spellcasting use this one a lot. Breaks things down nice and simple.
Want is a strong term, but it's here, so we're doing it.
Yeah. Car. Please return that undamaged.
I will do my best as I kind of like side eye the bird.
I was addressing the bird, not you. Car.
I feel like the bird gets more respect as she probably heads off.
The bird has more concern.
Alright then.
Alright. Kamaxtor, at one point, Plum will find you and hand you a vial.
Hello, what is this?
Poison you were working on earlier when I had you doing something to keep yourself busy.
I switched it around a little bit. I take it this means I keep this one.
Might come in handy.
I'll put it in a pocket somewhere. Thank you for that.
Normally I charge for everything, but the situation at hand is a bit up in the air for that.
I do appreciate your generosity.
Don't rely on it too much. Kindness can be a crutch. I'm going to feed you lot well for the night, and I expect all of you to get rest. So you can guard the meat man well, because he's a good friend, and he might be not the brightest up top, but he has a good heart. So, keep him safe and bring him back.
Do you have a feeling that there will be a targeted danger, or do you believe that he will get himself in a misadventure?
If any, more so for just thieves of trying to take livestock. Horse thieves are not uncommon upon highways, and if they can steal a cow or a pig, whatever the meat order calls for, all the better. So, probably just highway banditry, or maybe some starving animals, but all the same.
They did mention some sort of weird animal disease-esque thing. Are we certain that that has not invaded the ranks here, and is yet to make itself known?
That curse is a bit more prominent and seems to come from a bit more up north. Luckily, wherever you came in from had no contraction of it, as it seems to just manifest spontaneously in some things from the area. But my territory is safe from it at least. Just have to keep the invaders out. Which are usually those damn bird people. That one seems to be more common for some reason. Now, there is someone that I know of that seems to have some kind of transformation from it that has retained their sanity. That term is a bit loose, though. But they're building some kind of monastery, I believe they called it, structure, for people that contract it to try and harness it for whatever purpose.
That sounds
looks
like a
like-
problem in the future.
He seemed to have good intentions, but anyone else that doesn't have good intentions could immediately make it a bad idea, I agree. He's also about as tall as your Norseman friend there. And similar to a cockroach.
Now, is that somewhere along the region where we are going, or elsewhere?
No, that's further a bit north. That's a little bit in... believe closer towards the Beofound territory, so quite some distance.
Just a thing for later when weird animals start appearing. Has it gone to birds yet?
Birds have contracted it before, but at the moment it does not seem to spread from creature to creature. Just once an individual has it, they have it. I have attempted to remove the curse off of creatures unsuccessfully. I can, however, slay them and purify the corpses, but I, for some reason, can't get it off the living ones.
Infection
more-
progress is random and unknown.
Unfortunately.
Trouble.
I need more subjects to see about curing it, but it's not necessarily my top priority.
Well, should we get any additional information on it, I suppose we'll try to remember to send it your way.
That would be nice if we don't need a curse upon the land to go along with
The other curses upon the
everything
land.
else. Unless they're related, which could be a possibility there, or could just be multiple things going wrong at the same time, which happens more often in history than you'd think. Okay. Good talk. Unless you've got anything else, I'm gonna go make supper.
I wave.
One of my dice has... Where the fuck did it go?
Escape.
Yes. I kind of had it pinched between my fingers, and it flew out and went into my bag of recyclables. It has been recovered, though. I would like to keep all of my D20s.
I wish to become a new piece of plastic.
I mean, it went with the plastic bottles. But speaking of this kind of plastic, couple hours go by, and wherever any of you would be hanging around outside or actually in the tavern itself, a wooden servant is sent to fetch you, as there is a very nice scent in the air.
What do poison do, and is it a put-on weapon or ingestible?
Good question. No, but it's a simple poison. You were making this before. It's a coat on the weapon, and it's an extra 1d6 and con save 10 for poisoned for a minute.
Okie dokie.
All right, but you guys are gathered for looks to be a brain function. No, there we go. Brain. It has been brought back. There we go. Some kind of corned venison. of various different pieces with multiple vegetables just soaking in the meat juices and broth that sat there just set out upon was one large glassware tray. So one of the wooden servants has brought that out forth to set upon, and sits there in one little root, just brings you each some silverware to set apart. Pulls out a seat for all of you around a table. Sets out some goblets for drinks. Once you're actually seated, it'll sit there and get a little bit of cloth and give you a little napkin. Kind of set there in your lap, tidy around your neck. And briefly just stand there like almost sort of like an attendant and just kind of, let's see, roll a d4 to see who it's hovering by. Danny. It's just kind of hovering like slightly too close within your personal space over your shoulder.
Now, does it appear to be doing anything else?
No, it's just standing there, kind of put its arms behind its back, just watching you eat. Or waiting.
Hello? Can I help you? I'm gonna poke at it.
You're gonna poke it?
Seeing that it's not responding, or if it doesn't respond, I'm just gonna poke at it.
It appears to be made of wood.
It appears to be made of wood, and it's just floating.
No, it's pretty much just an animated servant. The term hover behind you was not literal. It was not literally hovering behind you.
It's just standing behind me.
Woodborg.
Also, while Danny is turned around poking it slightly, Salt, your bird, takes a little bit of meat off of his tray.
I mean, that's on Danny.
What?
So I was just saying, like, minding his business. I mean, because, like, that's on Danny. He turned away.
Yeah. Well, this is nice for what you asked for, as it is a big steaming plate of nice tender meat that, I mean, your people wouldn't even normally use the silverware here, but if there were bones left in it, it would be pull apart off the bone. But no one has anything else for the evening. Aside from poking a wood, essentially.
I'd be good. I asked my questions earlier.
Ask something else.
Oh, I meant to ask earlier, like, was this an inclination of him to borrow it for a bit or just for the day?
While you were here.
While you were here. I kind of figured, but I wanted to double check.
Yeah.
Also, I will viscerally assault this bird over letting it damage the book because she scares me.
It's more concerned
if
about
anything goes to happen.
It is more concerned about the food on the table.
That is fair. I was just clarifying in case it thought to fucking try me.
Not this time. Not right now. However, no one has anything else retiring for the evening. After stuffing yourself. Full rest. No exhaustion levels for Val.
E.
Salt.
Yes, sir. Whoa, that echoed.
Everyone's mics have been having issue tonight, and I'm pretty sure it's just Discord. Like,
Lovely.
even before we started recording, it was like you and Arik had some blicks of like robotiness at times, and it'd just be for like a word or two and then go away. Yeah, so might be a Discord thing.
Always lovely.
Salt, though, however, you were comfortable asleep.
Myself, didn't I?
No, I actually coincidentally I had this one plan after the last time we talked.
Oh.
But you're dreaming about your old homeland before the eclipse.
Oh.
About much younger days. You know,
I haven't stressed much that much.
back when you were young and limber and your bones hadn't been broken.
Getting called old.
Back, old in several ways, but back when the Dragon of the North was still a dragon. And the familiar, lovely, warm salt of the salt plains, glistening in its almost blinding reflectiveness. Essentially having a, sort of those Eskimo-style snow blinders on. So, just those little tiny slits to keep the blindness away hunting.
Okay.
Things seem to have gone fine for the day, killing a few game hares to be put in a basket and taken back and cooked later. Whenever you come across getting more towards the Black Sea area and a bit more of the wetlands. It's a very brackish area. Starts to get a lot more swampy, but with that extra water is extra life. You just usually have to, well, not you, but most people have to filter the salt out of it some. As you track prey, you end up hunting a reptilian cat-like figure and stalking it through the trees for quite some time. As you know, patience, when hunting, patience is the name of the game quite often. As tracking it, getting into some more lowland tree areas. It's Something you've become accustomed to within the last few days recently is a just familiar weight on your shoulder. It's almost subconscious. However, pulling back your bow, getting the string taut, lined up your target. As you go to release the arrow, it's just a very simple, just in your ear, caw. As your bowstring snaps, the arrow launches and just hits the ground a few feet away. The creature you were tracking flees off into the woods, and you hear that caw again as it slowly echoes and distorts. And one caw becomes many. It's almost like a swarm of this corvid creature. As it doesn't quite fit a crow, it doesn't fit a raven. Something has seemed off. However, it seems like it echoes throughout the tree line in multiple places, coming from all directions. As you have looking around, you don't see anything. You feel the weight on your shoulder. That bird is not there. You see shadows like birds are in the sky upon the ground, but when you look up, you're only met with, once again, no longer the warm sunlight, but the eclipse in the sky. As it's almost like a time lapse of the sun going through the sky over and over again in that ecliptic state, rising and lowering, as stars in the sky quickly go across, speeding almost at a nauseating rate. As you start to feel like you're falling, your body once again broken at the bottom of that mountain. That bird sitting there on your chest, cawing at you as you were left there with that stranger. Caw, caw, caw. And you feel something peck you as you wake up in a bit of a cold sweat as the bird's just on your chest like an alarm clock. Caw, caw.
I think it's just like that moment, like, yeah, I guess the heaving breath moment of like trying to breathe easier, I guess, after the rib pain that was there before. And I guess that moment of not knowing where he is for a moment when he wakes up.
Caw.
And he just flops back down after taking a second. Just there like, what the fuck is happening with this place now?
Caw.
Yeah, you, specifically you.
Shrugs with its wings.
Great, so you're just as confused and you don't have answers either.
Caw.
Well, we're up for the day now, I guess. He's gonna get up and start stretching. He's gonna do what he does every morning and try to stretch and not think too hard about what caused it, but stretch to try and get some of that stiffness and soreness out of his muscles that he can.
It feels a bit more extra this morning, like, more like it did a few days ago, right when it was fresh. Takes a few more minutes to limber up a bit.
He's just gonna sigh as he's going through when he can't get quite to where he's used to getting still.
Everyone else? You guys sleep great. Comfortable beds, climated to be warm. had a full belly. Things were good. Right. You get woken up by some of the wooden servants early in the morning. Start getting you up. Salt, you were already awake by the time one comes to check on you.
Probably at that point, just last minute going through the book.
As guys, let's see. You guys you guys start to come outside, and the way the rooms are controlled, essentially, you couldn't really tell what was going on through the outside. However, it looks like it had a heavy rain again, and then dipped below freezing as there's ice puddles and splotches on the ground. The actual deck and rail of the inn is ice covered. All the grass is frosted with it. As pretty much gathered up and taken outside to the deck, Plumrose is talking to the looks to be orcish fellow that known as the Meat Man that Kamaxtel and Danny saw briefly before, and having a bit of a brief conversation as a horse carriage is pulled up with several other a couple cows and pigs, and then caged up birds of some kind. Good to see you two again. And two new fellows. Is the somewhat tall figure waves at you.
All of us?
Careful.
Back.
Yeah, that's to all of you, yeah. Careful on the deck, it's a bit slippery. And he'll start to walk up towards you as,
Fuck.
No, he doesn't walk up and fuck you.
No, it's a bit slippery. Brain. What if I just roll dice? Dice. What? Oh.
Kamaxel takes one step and just slips on the first. Yep, easy there. And come over. He was coming over to like offer a handshake, instead just hand down to help you get back up. He's got a nice pair of leather boots on, some thicker pants, rolled up nice button-up shirt with rolled-up sleeves. One extra layer on the top of it, and a pretty decent-sized backpack. Well, don't need you getting hurt. We got plenty of days to travel ahead of us.
Thanks for the
I'm
hand
the
up.
Meat Man. Name's literally Meat, but everyone just calls me Meat Man. Thanks for helping out with the bird problem a few days ago.
She did most of the work.
Yeah.
You really want to call those things birds?
I don't know what to call them, so I said bird problem. They had bird pieces. Hold out a hand to shake to Val.
Master shake his hand.
Meat Man.
Both you off. Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure's all mine. And how about you, other tall fellow?
I'm assuming with like that really like kind of like the like he can't really have bags under his eyes, I guess, because of scales.
Didn't sleep well wariness.
Bad fucking like the obvious bad posture of wariness and just stuff kicking in worse than normal. Salt.
Hey, salt and meat. Those pair well together. Caw. Bird will hold out one leg like it's offering to shake.
Bird. As he just gestures at him.
Ah, nice and simple. He'll kind of hold out a finger, one finger to shake with the bird. Neat trick. How long did it take you to teach it that?
Making a lot of assumptions. Well, I guess it's just one actually.
Well, we got a ways to travel, so I figure we can get to know each other some on the road. Unless you're them silent, sell sword types.
It's okay, give them alcohol, they'll talk plenty.
Well, I don't have too much. Don't have too much of that for the trip. More so for water purification. Got some bad water. Put a little whiskey in it and make it all right.
The group does tend toward the quiet side.
Yes. Well, y'all can talk if you want to. Anyways,
Maybe more tomorrow.
Thirsty.
Plumrose is going to set a decently big, say, just bag in the back of one of the carriages. Food supplies.
I'll go ahead and give her book back.
Thank you. Looks at the bird. You didn't do anything to it, did you?
Did you just fucking roll for that?
Caw. Some of the people that ask for help with this can barely read this. One missed page or a claw mark or beak mark. It might be illegible to them. Caw.
Kind of back
just
to the other group. I can't tell if she's fucking with us or can understand it.
no. She kind of just squints at the bird. Okay, it's cold out. I'm going back in. See you guys in a few weeks. Hopefully a few weeks.
Hopefully.
You don't necessarily have to come back with the meat man either, but technically your job is to deliver the food there. You might find some other employment there, depending on how that goes. Meat, stay safe. You, pointing at Valka.
Yes.
You're welcome back anytime.
It's a pleasure.
The rest of you, I might actually charge you next time.
It is nice meeting you as well.
Thank you for the book.
Yeah. Kind of, she pulls her skirt up going down the stairs, stops and looks at the skid mark where Kamakstol slid off, just like claps her hand towards one of the woods. Hey, clear the ice off the deck. And starts to kind of turn its turn one of its hands almost into like a like shovel-like just appendage and starts scooping and clearing off stuff.
I rep the part of me that got impacted.
She is back in. Carriage may begin. You guys now have a horse ride upon you. The carriage full of supplies. I say food supply back there, but we've got a couple caged up what looks to be those very, very colorful game hens. Just almost have a veritable rainbow in their feathers. With a couple pigs. And a couple cows in tow. So, what was that meeting from the sky that all y'all went to? What was that all about?
Death, dismay, and prophecy.
Moon wolves.
Ragnarok.
Someone's
I think,
probably made the sun.
Ragnarok.
Well, hopefully that's just some religious babbling about someone saying the end is near, as some folk come around and say every so often, and it's not actually true.
What's up?
You know,
Really?
that would be nice. That would be very nice.
Go, my feet.
Arik, are you in disguised form also?
No, he's fine.
Okay. Didn't know if you were gonna redisguise yourself every hour of this trip.
No, that's more of a I don't want to get astray defense.
Fair enough. So, where are you scaly folks from, if you don't mind me asking?
Really dark and kind of chilly place that is probably not on the map.
Really warm and pretty bright place that might be on the map, but really far away.
Well, you
Forgot to
know,
add kind of salty.
warm and far away kind of go hand in hand with where we're at now. You got enough layers?
Honestly, I do not know if they're doing anything.
It's an attempt made by the fabric but it's freezing, and that's not really something that ever happens over there without magic.
Oh, Val. Take this, and I'll hand you the vial of poison. In case anything particularly weird shows up. I figure you're the most likely to engage it in with a weapon anyway.
Coding, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
And then I sent you the thing over Discord.
Aha! I has it.
He's got it. That.
Right.
Won't the next motivator come on down?
Oh no. Oh, here we go again. Same old shit again.
No, you said he's got it, and I said he's got it. It's won't the next motivator come on down is
Jody.
yeah. So, as far as I know, you avoided that your entire time in, correct?
No, there was one time I did one, but I was like freaking out of breath. I think it was AP
No,
Hill. I
said
think it was
that.
AP Hill. Oh.
No, at AP Hill, they made all of us do it at least once.
Yeah, but we did like fucking 8 hours of PT and like, oh yeah, we're gonna go on a fun run. Like 8 miles.
Listen, there's a
10
frog.
degree heat.
There's a frog in a log at the bottom of the sea.
The frog and a log and a hole in the bottom of the sea.
Oh yeah, Thaddeus, did you ever have to do that?
I don't think so. I might have avoided it.
Oh, it is your turn to be robot-y.
I said I don't think I ever did it.
Frog and a hole in the bottom of the sea.
Doesn't sound familiar.
I don't think he was at AP Hill with us.
No, but I didn't know if, I don't remember him being selected to have the privilege for that. But, table talking aside, name drop for the group.
Sir, you don't need to encourage me. I'd rather not drop my name. I only have one.
It's got two. Your last name's just hard to pronounce off of spelling it.
I still love that it's Stegosaurus. So who shall the meat man cometh be attacked by?
Well. Hey, Matt.
No.
You should add me. I need you to add me onto the natural 1/2 chart.
No, I don't think we should.
Are you adding yourself? Or
He's adding himself as a section of DM, meaning all of the NPC ones are gonna fucking pile up like crazy.
I don't know if they need to. I don't know if they actually need to, but maybe for just maybe not for all the NPCs, but for maybe like, the random luck checks for you guys of how the day's going, or random events.
All right, DM 1 added.
However,
Right now, only Val doesn't have one.
the later on in the day, it has, first of all, it's stayed pretty chilly. Like, there has been a cold wind on and off throughout the day, And getting more towards getting more towards open plains, that wind carries as it's gotten warm enough to melt the ice off of most things, as that was more of a light frost coating, it seemed, but that is a cold wind carrying across the golden seas of dying grasses. That is not the important part here, however, as a heavy wind comes and there is just a chill amongst the group, amongst you lot. The animals start to freak out a bit as Meatman's trying to rein back the horse, and cows look a bit concerned. There's a bit of a loud mooing, and almost kind of like wanting to run and hunker down, but they're kind of partially attached to things. A bit of a line. Well, I didn't roll bad for the carriage staying intact, at least. However, there is a large shadow in the sky momentarily, as most of you are probably a bit more hunkered in with the chill that just came through. Val, out of people, you're probably the most fine. Danny, you decently as well too, but of our two scaly friends here, this was an Arctic blast. However, for those of you that look up at the shadow, which I'd like a head count on at the moment.
So-called. So
There was a
sleepy.
shadow.
I feel like that's a
Shadow
must-have
to block-
survival reflex.
Yeah.
Might
shadow
be
that's
about
kind
to
of
die.
blocked out the sky for a moment.
Yes, I should take a look.
Danny?
Yeah, like I would as well. Because things don't typically fly overhead.
Alright, well, Kamak still seems to be the only one, seems to be more so just curling up into a ball.
I require a hot
The other
rock in
three-
my aquarium, and no one has purchased me one.
Where's your heat lamp at?
They didn't move it from the pumpkin carriage.
Lost in transit.
A white dragon flies high in the sky overhead, heading back towards Salt.
Oh, fuck.
Heading back towards what looks to be that mountain that you were broken upon.
Does it look like it's looking at us, or are we not, like, registering for it?
Thankfully, it doesn't seem to have be paying much attention to you. It is at a going at a bit of a fast rate at the moment, and looking up, it's flying a bit spastically and erratic, like it's trying to get something off of it, almost like kind of clawing at its face. It's definitely too far away to actually get a good look at what's going on. However, with that shadow, say, moving on progressively, there is something that does just splash across the cart, all of you included. And it is just ice cold. As all of you are just stained a pale bluish white with what seems to be dragon blood.
Odd question for you.
Yeah.
I have a bird. I don't know what kind of bird, therefore I don't know what kind of bird eyesight it has.
Uh-huh.
If I steal the bird's sight for a minute, can it make out more details? I don't know what kind of bird this is to know what kind of vision it has.
You know, that's a good question. It's also a very strange, magical bird.
Yeah, because some birds could see the several miles and some birds can't, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. You kind of look at that bird with a bit of exaggerated sigh, and it pokes you in the eye.
Yeah, motherfucker. Quietly under his breath.
Give me a perception check.
Shit, okay. Is this my perception or its perception?
You are using the bird, you are looking through it, so it's you.
Okay, I just needed to know for context, you know? You, Max, you set your fucking lotion in my dice tray. Oh. Oh, it's all over my dice. Oh, it's all over my dice.
Your dice are well moisturized.
Oh, I don't like that. Okay, perceptions continue to be good. 22?
Thaddeus, maybe that's what you Thaddeus, maybe that's what you need to do to your real life dice to make them like you more. Maybe you just need to moisturize them.
Oh, don't do it. It's not worth the texture. It's the thicker kind for her tattoo. It's fresh.
Extra moisturized. Does your bird give you any extra stuff also before that?
Actually, let me double check. I just thought about that. Yeah, because sorry, I've never really looked into this subclass much, and I forgot that I actually have sentinel features from it. Well, not like the feet, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
This is an old like fucking UA one where we're making around with it. I've never looked into it. I don't have its stuff down yet.
It's also a class you haven't played before to get used to it.
I've played a warlock before.
You have?
Yeah.
I figure with as many one-shots.
Oh, actually, yeah, no, it does give me a bonus. Because of the way it works, my check goes up to a 24.
Hey, there you go. Extra a little bit.
Yeah. I get to add my charisma modifier to my passive and wisdom perception checks.
Hey, is that while you're looking through the bird or at all times?
The bird has to be at my shoulders.
Okay. Salt. You see something that I don't know if it's more chilling to the bone or just something in your gut that is very much the oh no. As it's hard to make out, but there's a very limited amount of things that you recognize with that color is you see just an electric acidic green streak that appears to be in its mouth.
And just to be clear, by the time I'm seeing this and it's going, this is going to be a good distance away from us, right?
Yeah, you're looking at this as this is after the blood has splashed and it's continuing to fly off.
You know, oddly enough, for the moment, this is actually Salt kind of relaxing and sitting back up to normal and going, you know, I don't think we'll have to worry about that one.
That's not your problem.
Exactly. It ain't my problem.
A problem close to home, however, yes, is your fellow scaly fellow there next to you in the cart is curled up in a ball, which is a now soaked with just freezing cold blood.
Alright, we're gonna try some. And I'm going to attempt to go through the hand gestures kind of slowly to, like, see if I can prestidigitate some of it away or warm or something.
You know, give me just a charisma check.
Oh, damn.
Natural one.
New
You make
mages.
it wetter.
Isn't it lovely? That's actually possible. Don't give him ideas.
What, Eric?
Natural one. He makes it wetter.
Oh.
17. For the moment, 17. Hopefully that's enough.
That is plenty fine, as you know, part of it is changing a bit of temperature control on stuff. Are you just are you getting the blood off of him or just warming him up?
I feel like the blood off first would be the goal because I know what it came from, and that means that shit's gonna be frigid for days.
Pretty much, yes. As you kind of just start to wipe that off, and it just slops into the carriage bed. Poor Kamak still there, just shivering.
Yeah, and then I would probably end up following it up with trying to warm him up some.
Yeah, sit there and just produce a little flame.
Why do people live here?
Hey, Danny.
But
Val, you
Be good with
Val, you
animals.
are Val, you are awake and alive. You just got coated in a liquid
Yes?
of some kind that fell out of the sky and has just painted everyone here like a bluish white. It is absolutely frigid. It is like it's kind of like you and your brothers seeing who can hold their breath the longest in the frigid water, like in a frigid river. Except you can breathe. Except you can breathe, and you're just in the water the entire time.
Because the cold never bothered us anyway.
I wasn't expecting that.
But Danny, you were asked about talking with animals.
I asked if he was
Okay,
good with animals.
I'm pretty good with animals, I would say.
I was gonna say, do you want to help him calm these down? It won't be much of a problem for it to come back.
I should go couple with the animals. I will cast Speak with Animals if I need to help facilitate that.
Meat Man seems to have got the horses under. The pigs are kind of just. I'm gonna say the hogs. They're squealing, kind of squirming back and forth, but they're pretty tight kept in their cage and can't really do too much aside from rattle back and forth, slamming against it slightly. The cows are more what needs it back there.
Except with the cows, so I guess I'll go talk to the cows.
All right. What would you like to say to the cows?
I didn't think that far ahead. Hey, relax, calm down. Everything is fine. Nothing is going on. If you need help getting clean, I can clean you off. Is that okay?
Give me a persuasion check with advantage.
I dropped my die. It bounced off my phone. That's all.
And yours isn't even covered in lotion.
It's not.
That you know of.
I definitely didn't try that immediately after Matt said to go try it.
He said don't
Matt,
try it.
yeah, no, Matt encouraged you not to. That is an awful texture.
Oh, persuasion with advantage is 21.
All right. As the cow has, like, oh my god, it's gonna eat us. We're gonna die. Okay. Wait. What did you say?
I said he's pretty preoccupied. He's probably not going to come back to you. See, he's
The
all
cow
the way over there.
stops and looks up. Oh, okay, it's going. Oh, you said you could get this off of us?
I can try.
That would be much appreciated, thank you. Oh, it's chilly. For everyone else, it's just Meanwhile, Danny is mooing.
I want to be surprised, but I'm not.
Meatman had gotten off the horse, had gotten everything stopped, and was like, he had walked around and then just kind of stopped and looked like just watching Danny moo back at the cows. Kind of that like look of like, I guess he's got it.
I'm just gonna like
You have, like,
nod.
a towel or something, bucket of water. I'm gonna try to scrape water blood off of him that I can.
Salt, would you like to help?
I can if I've got Cam up to where he can. If I got Cam taking care of to where he can for this moment, I'll go down and help out.
He's got a warm blanket, essentially. He's I say, you can press the digitate his cloak warm.
Yeah, that was kind of my thought and goal. Glad it worked out like that.
Just leave him there curled up with it's not quite a hot rock. Cam, you've basically got your jacket like it's fresh out of the dryer.
The battery gauge goes from 0 to 2%.
Blinking. You can start to clear the blood off of everyone there. Part of it lands in one of the puddles on the side of the road there, and just you can see where the water that it. What?
Can I try to funnel it into bottles since this is magically cleaning it?
Yeah, you can bottle some of it. Some of the stuff that's already sloshed off and was also just out of the sky.
That's fair.
No, I was making a descriptive note.
Oh, sorry.
Has where it landed in some water, the water has just refroze over.
Could look down like, well, making a mess as always, I guess.
Well, yeah, you can bottle some of it.
Thank you.
That bottle is just permanently cold.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a good rare ingredient to have for something.
Splash it in someone's face. You know, hold on, wait a minute, Matt. If you tried to make a blood pudding out of it, would it be like the menthol sausage?
First of all, how fucking dare you remind me of that abomination? Impossibly?
You know what? Yeah, for anyone that got it in its mouth, it kind of tastes like menthol.
So everybody?
Pretty much. A thick menthol liquid. Your sinuses are clear, though.
We averted Cam's hibernation. I'll take it.
Thad, do you have any idea when your call or what you need to step away for a moment would be?
I already stepped away and came back.
Oh, I didn't hear you say you stepped away.
I didn't say. I just stepped away and came back about let's see, an hour ago? Hour and a half?
Oh, good to see. Thankfully, no one had needed to talk to you in that time.
Yeah.
But carrying on from being splashed by blood from the sky, and able to calm down horses. Sorry, cows.
They said they were cold. So could I do a reduce flame thing to frustrate their blood without the dragon blood without burning them?
Oh, that's what part of what Matt said for prestidigitating it away. Get it off everyone.
It seemed like you since the helping thing and you were getting their behavior down, he could do that part. And he's like, and you probably do get to see him bottling some of it up.
Yeah, I was thinking that was a good idea and should probably bottle some of it.
I mean, white dragon blood's a pretty rare commodity.
And never mind, I don't need to do any of that I just said I was doing.
It's also hard to get, so I mean, there was some luck to it then.
But as you got that matter settled. Okay, well, that hopefully that doesn't bode well or bode misfortune for the future. Back on the road, shall we?
On the road it is.
Sounds good.
As
You shouldn't have to worry about it though anymore.
you guys go through a couple full days and nights of everything seems like it's okay. No bandits. Weather warms up a little bit the next couple days to where Kamak is not constantly a lizard sickle. You know, maybe get up to like 30% battery.
Woohoo.
Give him a steady refresh here and there.
You know, a little bit. But getting from nice field, going from more open fields, getting into larger wooded territories.
As we're entering the woods, do we still reek of old blood?
I figured that would have gone with the prestidigitation away,
Okay.
cleaning that off, since that's a magical cleaning.
It do have its advantages.
You guys weren't like soaked in it for a long enough time for it to really sink, you know, to really get in deep.
I'm worried how you're gonna handle taking cold damage at this rate, my guy.
It makes him sleepy.
Yeah, if you weren't keeping him warm, he might have to be dealing with some climatized stuff. But
Utility warlock.
Alright, fellas. So we're entering some old woods here. And they I mean you should be respectful of most of the woods you go into, but if any of the local inhabitants, the natives of the woods, come by, we may need to have a chat with them, as just explain that we're just passing through, and I've got a little bit of a tribute offering if need be. It's standard practice for coming through here. Should be okay, but sometimes there's a weird bit of magic that kind of changes the woods around some. Doesn't usually happen unless you make something upset, but we'll all be on our best behavior, and I think things will be just fine.
Sounds easy enough.
Hell, if we're lucky, one of them might offer to guide us through the area, take us a faster route. I got nothing better to explain it than magic, so don't ask me, but it seems to just be a way that they can navigate through the area that speeds you up faster than you reasonably should be able to get through there. Although, I guess the same thing goes for if you upset the nature of the area. Just get lost.
Nature spirit's terrifying, understood.
Yep. So, now might be a good time to, before we actually cross the borders in there and, take a little bathroom break, have lunch, and head out through the woods. Might take us a few days to get across through this territory. It's not the best navigational wise, unfortunately, though, it is one of the faster ways through. And the client might be, we got a deadline to get there by.
Exciting.
That being said, I'm going to take a bathroom break in real life. I'll be back in a moment.
I'm gonna go
Fair
burn
enough.
one.
People are dispersing. On break sign. Go.
The dispersal, the mass dispersal. Also, poor Cam.
It's cold.
It's literally his worst everything.
It's
I'm
nap
trying to
time.
help my fellow reptilian out.
The worst part is they look significantly less reptilian than you are, but the blood says fuck you.
I also come from a colder climate.
Okay. On break sign go. Pausing recording.
And we're back from break. All right. Yeah. Ooh, these dice make a really nice sound when you kind of just roll them together in between your palms. It's a very nice clanky clank.
They sound unmoisturized.
They are unmoisturized but thriving. I don't know if they'd clink like this if they were moisturized. Then again, I don't know if I'd be able to do this with them in my palm if they were. They might go somewhere else, and then they'd have lotion on either my bed or floor, my notes. I don't want lotion on my notes. Anyways, woods. Old woods. These are big boy trees. A lot of the trees, actually, traveling in here for a few minutes and getting in. This is a not very well kept trail. However, and he does take the horse carriage a bit slower through here. But the trees themselves are several feet thick, and probably closer to like a more like 10 to 20 feet diameter on some of the bigger ones, and a lot of them clearing 100 feet easy. As it was nice and sunny out, and now you are just met with deep shade, with blots here and there of sunlight peeking through, but for the most part it is just shade. It'd be nice on a hot summer day, but it's not a hot summer day.
It be cold.
The felt targeted at someone.
Closer to about getting closer to nightfall. Guys stopped for a moment and come across not a bit of a it's not a large gap, but it is a steep gap in between the actual crust of the crust of the ground. It has a pretty old man-made bridge that is in a pretty bad state of disrepair. As for a moment, Meatman stops and, well, just check this out real quick before we drive anything across it.
I have to run away real quick. Somebody came back and needs help unloading things. Everything's going though. I know we just ended break. I'll be back quickly.
Table talk, go.
You can just continue.
Or
Just
awkward
fill me in
crowd.
later.
It's all good.
Unless, of course, Robert has info to stop that we do not know.
Info to what?
Seeing if we were holding off for him on that, or if you're just going to go ahead and for the moment.
As a brief moment of stopping to check the bridge repair, but no. Checking to actually see if the bridge goes across. I say actually is intact. Like I said, it's not a far gap, but would be pretty bad if one of the animal's legs went through it and got
Also,
stuck.
any sudden drop. Any
Yeah.
sudden drop on a carriage is awful.
Yeah. But I would like Arik to be here in case he has anything to say. He's a more quiet
Fair
character, but I would still like him to be here for the description of things. And if something comes up,
If there's no way to pause the recording because Eric isn't here.
That's okay, we can just keep talking about stuff. Like he said, it's going to be a couple of minutes. That's no big deal. Oh boy.
what time is it? That's a little after 11. How you hanging in there, Matt?
Oh, I'm fine. I took a nap.
Ah,
Oh yeah, I took a nap because I knew we had this tonight and I did not want to be fully out of it.
Thank you.
So I'll be fine for however. I am now just thinking about the lovely bit of info you gave me and what to do with it. And my
Which
current
part?
answer is leave.
You can't run away from the bird.
You know what? I'll take the bird right now. You gave me scary info that has me going bye-bye. Just hear Max playing Dead by Daylight in the background. And I don't know what happened, but I think someone just ditched her because I heard, "You son of a bitch, I carried you."
She died at the door, huh?
Oh my god. I don't know. I have no idea what's happening.
You know, I'm kind of sad that we can't do any kind of parody song for stuff that's copyrighted now. With
Yeah,
policy.
they're crazy fucking strict on that.
Even though we definitely don't sound anywhere close to what we'd be parroting, but even just kind of slurring things together, even if you're changing words.
Yup. Because get fucked, I guess.
I'm bringing that up because I was gonna say a thing, but like, me and Casey were playing Battlefront 2 a few days ago. This was last week at some point actually, but we were on the droid side, and we just had a moment of just kind of like started passing around lines of the That 70 Show entrance,
Yeah.
but just kind of modified for droid things. Like, started out with just clanking out down the street, and just modify dumb stuff like that. But new policies can't even jokingly sing it.
I feel like we're just getting to that crazy point of everything has this stipulation on it.
Yeah.
To like an nth degree. Because copyright's important to, like, give people their due rights and all that, but damn. I could be accidentally humming it and not realize it and get hit with stuff, it feels like.
Yeah. I mean, one thing if you're making money off of it too, which, yeah, a lot of things on YouTube are monetized, but it is not the intent. If it's not the intended product for that, that is the sole purpose of making money. It just happens to be a random little bit in there.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel that. It's okay, we will make do with what we got. Ow. Damn.
All right.
I return. Sorry about that.
You're good.
Welcome back.
Please go.
Good thing
All
occur.
right.
I need to get caught up or
No, I decided to wait for you.
so I can be cold and inactive in person.
You're still a character, and you might have questions or dialogue to interact with people. And you are physically here for the situation, even if you are slightly frozen. But getting up to thank you. Getting to that bridge, starting to check it over. There, silently, a say silently, a bare-chested man donned in a few furs, with say just carrying looks to be a walking stick adorned some kind of paint, colorful in a few places. It's nice. It blends nice together. Just almost to say he stepped out of the woods doesn't quite feel right. It's more of the nature kind of blends out from around them.
What in the little dot?
As they step out, just greetings, travelers.
Hello there.
And kind of give you a nod, and the meat man just kind of was like testing the bridge some. Oh, good afternoon, sir. Was kind of actually hoping to run into one of you. We're just trying to get through here as quick as possible, minding our own business. Sit there and look at the animals. Look at you guys in the group. Danny, he approaches you some and kind of just sniffs the air around you for a moment. Northern tribe. Stops for a moment, sniffs again. Are you part of Johnson or the Storm Drain?
Me?
No, to Danny.
I don't recognize either of those names.
Johnson's the leader, say the current leader of your guys' Druid tribe.
You've never stated his name.
I
But
said it
now you
once,
know.
a
Now I
while
know.
back.
I'm making a note. How can you smell that on me?
I smell it on the lambs that you carry with you. And then looks at Val, just sniffs in the air again. Storm mound. And looks at the two lizard folks and says, do not recognize where you're from.
Sorry, I just realized it was muted. A long way off. Man, I'm gonna be saying that a lot.
Yeah, you will.
One day there will be a map posted.
I meant to redo that earlier and to update, because I have the old map from a few years ago, but I want to revitalize it. And I had meant to work on that today, but yard work in the garden consumed me, along with multiple insects. My hand is very itchy. And mosquitoes treat bug spray like barbecue sauce sometimes.
What a phrase.
But
They are a bane upon our existence. It's within our right and capability to destroy them.
yeah, I wish I could destroy them here without poisoning the land even more than it already is.
Yeah, that's a little rough as it is.
Oh, I found something out randomly for that. So, Matt, have you ever seen around the area where water just kind of slides off the soil more so than actually soaking into it?
Unfortunately, yeah.
That's the Gen X in the water.
Lovely.
Water that has a higher concentration of that acts kind of more slippery and doesn't absorb into things as well. So it more so rolls off the soil than soaks into it. And we got a high concentration of that around here. Yay! I say, companies poisoning the water well. But that's here, not there, or where you guys are at. So, I will help you through. However, you must be willing to travel the whole night. Past morning's daybreak.
Should be simple enough.
Gonna look to meet man. You think the horses are good to go all night? The animals are good to go all night?
I can handle it. We just give them stop to give them a little extra feed if that's okay, but make sure they get some water along the way. It should be fine. There is an unexpected guest tonight. We must travel quick. Hopefully we do not come upon them or them upon us. It is for everyone's safety. And he will stop for a moment and say a few magic words and tap his staff into the ground over near the bridge and control some vines to wrap around it and pretty much restabilize it, solidify it. And he himself will turn into a horse.
I look at it, I get a weird expression. My eyes look toward, Danny. Does someone specifically mention things turning into horses earlier?
If you're saying anything that it's not coming through.
I wasn't saying anything.
Okay.
He's trying to think.
Just double
He
checking.
seems to be a male horse. Right?
What?
Right?
Feel
No, what
free
did
to
you
check.
say?
Turned into a horse. He is a
Yes.
male horse. Correct.
It would seem that way, yes.
Are you gonna get down and get close to check?
No. He's probably not looking. So you don't.
Check for the bean.
It would be kind of fucked to have Loki just strand you guys in the middle of the woods, though.
But
Yeah.
like, if it is him, why couldn't he be a male horse?
He decided the for that one he was like, I want to switch teams for a second there.
It's a matter of his preferences.
Yeah, like, okay, I don't know the story, but like, if it is his preference, what if today he's just male horse?
He could be. That's why I said probably
Like,
not.
that's okay.
I'm just gonna cozy into my sleeping nook and try not to worry about all this nonsense.
It's a bumpy ride as you're often going over, smaller routes. The ground is not level. For those of you that are looking up, it is sort of like how he had moved along before. It kind of just takes you down what looked like they would have just been like small animal holes, more so like where animals duck and run through, but not really people trails. But they kind of just all the vegetation sort of just moves out of the way for you, guiding you guys along. And as the sky darkens from the shade of the trees to an actual nightfall, several hours in, long enough to where you guys are probably starting to doze off a bit.
For what it's worth, I am
Maybe-
purposefully trying to get the napping in earlier, so I'm more useful
Yes.
when they're fucked up.
Bit of a one of the a little bump might jar you a bit here and there. However, things seem to be going along pretty smoothly for several hours, but after a little while, the horse turns back to man and holds up a hand for the carriage behind him to be stopped. For everyone, it's notable. It's barely there, but it can be heard throughout the woods. It's very hard to actually distinguish where it's coming from. But it almost sounds like a low, deep string instrument. Say, sort of almost hurdy-gurdy. I say that, and I expect everyone to know what a hurdy-gurdy is. You could also think of larger, bassier string and instruments. Things almost like the kind of like two people style cellos that I also don't remember what those are called. But playing very low and slow, just humming throughout the woods.
Hey Danny, you're in the woods. Is this how it is out in the woods here?
I mean, so it is typically out in the woods where I'm from. Occasionally.
So this is normal.
It's not
Danny, this
abnormal.
is very much not. Danny, it's kind of abnormal.
It's not that abnormal. But it's not typical for normal woods. If that's your question. Make sense?
How worried should we be?
If you don't want to talk, shut up. If I give you a scale of 1 to 10, you should be worried 6 if you don't talk. Maybe equals to 9 if you do.
That is fully unhelpful. Alright.
Yeah.
And the guide will back up to you in the carriage some, and this is the guest I talked about earlier, unfortunately. I am one with these woods, and they are one with me. I know everyone that comes in here and leaves. I do not know what this is.
What do I recognize anything about ominous music in the woods, or is this just fully lost for me?
There's not really woods where you're used to dealing with stuff too much.
Not anymore, but I mean, he got around a lot before. It was worth a shot.
The things that you're used to are more so they more mimic speech than noises. However, it it does seem to be getting slightly louder, just at a slow pace.
Oh,
And a few more moments go by, and in in between notes at some points, you hear what sounds like a bit of metal jingling, little rattle. If everyone's
Alright.
staying.
Wait, where does the rattling come from?
It's blended in with the music. And off in the distance, Danny, this is something that you're slightly more familiar with. Things tend to appear. So you can see a little bit of a light of a fire off in the distance now. And almost as if things have kind of consolidated. It no longer sounds as if the music is from everywhere. Little jingle here, little rattle there is not all around. It is specifically from that source. There are rules here. When you have a guest, you should treat them kindly. Even if it is an unknown guest until they have wronged you. I would advise to all of you to pick your words carefully and treat whatever this is with respect.
Understood.
Be it a wandering fae or spirit, it has come here and shall be treated as a guest. And he'll stay in human form and start to gesture you guys to move and just stay at a bit of a slower pace as you come to almost like a campsite clearing, which definitely does not fit in with the old woods you have been taken through up to this point. Of very dense vegetation that's... Aside from that trail you guys were on for a while, which was still heavy on heavy on most sides and had to be taken slow and careful through. Several makeshift chairs out of bits of wood and stone seem to have been placed around a campfire. There's a rather tall, four-armed figure cloaked in what appears to be just very fine, very fine silken robes, golden inlays, its hands and arms both longer than they should be. The fingers adorned with little bits of jewelry, and poking slightly out of those robes, going a bit further than they should down. The figure itself has a face covered by a mask that looks to be made out of gold that extends up with a crown-like feature that divots off in multiple directions, with each one of these spikes going off in various ways, having what looks to be a golden box of some kind on it. As it has two of its arms gestured, just inward with its hands, inward holding its palms together, and the other two, the ones that would be further back, one of them gestures all of you over. And very lightly, pats one of the seats.
Question 1. Has the trip gone on long enough that I've managed to pass out yet?
You would have been able to take a nap. Yeah.
If I am passed out, am I still passed out? Is question 2.
Yeah, unless someone wakes you.
Alright. I know where I am.
The question is, would we?
What, Matt?
I said, the question is, would we?
As it stops, it stops and takes, pulls out from its robes a little box that, one of those same golden looking boxes, and closes it, and the music stops. It lowers its head a little and pulls off one of the other boxes and then replaces the one that it just took with it. The one it had before. And sits there and just cranks a little mechanical doodad on the back of it, and opens the box back and is playing a bit lighter of a string music now, something almost peaceful.
Well, we're not supposed to be rude.
As the guide slowly but quietly sort of walks into the area, he is looking around, observing everything there before, say, taking a seat. And the tall figure just, please, come, take a seat. Shall only be a short time. I'm but a lonely wanderer. Would like to discuss things such as music.
Well, I suppose I'll wander up and sit down. No point in being rude.
Follow suit. Follow suit. But nah, we should probably wake him up. Right?
I mean, he kind of had it rough. He's having it rough with this weather. He might not be up for much.
Gotcha.
Just leaving Kamak still asleep?
I think for the moment, unless this is your chance to speak up for Kamak still if you want him awake.
I am asleep and lacking opinion.
That is fair.
And sleeping soundly, and he feels that that big crane tube when he wakes up in the cold.
Alright, so the three of you heading over there, all taking a seat?
Seems so.
Yeah. Please, take a seat. As, who wants to sit where in terms of how close to this thing? There was an exact amount of seats for you, so there will be one vacant.
I'm conflicted.
The music's fine. I'll sit in the front.
You'll sit right next to the creature?
Why not?
I'll just sit
Alright.
to the left of him.
Alright. Each of you are on one side there.
You're just gonna put Peter on the empty stump.
But yeah, that's what the extra seat's for Peter. He can
Exactly.
take a seat as well.
Peter is just Peter's petered out and very sleepy.
But unlike Kimaxo, I can carry
Yeah.
things that I'm down. They're soft cushion seat, which I believe it is.
I'll sit somewhat across from him then.
All right. As you guys are sitting down, he's just looking into that music box. As you guys getting closer, it looks like there's some kind of very faintly glowing crystal. It's hard to tell if it's its own glow or a reflection off of the firelight. But he's sitting there ever so, like, just gently taking one of his fingers and just rubbing the crystal up and down some as you guys take your seats. Thank all of you for joining me. It gets lonely traveling all by myself sometimes.
It's a pleasure.
Would you mind indulging me for the time it takes the moon to pass the tree line? As looks up when he says that, as you can actually, well, see the sky in this faint clearing as the moon hangs dead center above the head. Shouldn't be, but close to an hour here.
What would you like to talk about?
I
Well-
want to talk about all of you, the musics of the people here.
You like to hear some music?
I hope you like what I'm playing. I can change it now. I can change it if you don't like it.
I like it. I'd like to hear some more.
I'll have to change it eventually. These only go for so long at a time. Every few minutes. Although if there's one you really like, it can be made to go again and again a few times, but sometimes it damages the device for a while. What musics do you have in your lands?
Drums and horns.
I don't know what I would have. What would?
Your dad
would they
declared the official instrument was bagpipes.
Oh,
Yeah,
fuck.
they-
Yeah, that's right.
Harp. And so,
Bagpipes.
Telige harpa.
Bagpipes?
Oh yeah, bagpipes.
And he'll sit there for a moment and touch a finger to one of the little boxes on his crown, and then go to the next one, and to the next one, and after several, he plucks one and closes the box that he had, and sits there and winds this one up and opens it and plays, as there are now bagpipes going through the woods.
I feel like if
This
nothing
is-
else, that one might wake up Kamaxtal.
Yeah, Kamaxtal, you were sleeping pretty peacefully. You wake up, It's cold. The arm you were sleeping on, you can't feel it. And what is that ungodly screeching noise that is going off?
Poke a head up. Examine outside. It doesn't look like
You poke-
anything's going wrong.
You poke your head up, and everyone else is in a little camp circle of what you can see what appears to be a probably around 10 foot tall or so, four-armed, very fancily robed creature with a golden mask and some kind of metal contraption playing that awful music.
While
Those
they're enjoying
noises.
its company, let's just slink back down. They'll yell if something's wrong.
Salt,
Yeah.
aside from the it's been a while, but you note that wait a minute. You're pretty sure this is actually your national anthem.
That's a little unsettling.
And then you remember your national anthem goes on for over 10 minutes.
I think he just has to sit there and appreciate the irony that he's being hit with his own shit.
Peter has been awoken, and well, for Danny, I guess you could say it is a hunkering down of confusion, anxiety, and possible fear.
Oops, that all coming from Peter. I'm just going to pick him up. Make sure he knows he's okay. Backbites can't hurt him more than they already have.
New friend, your music appears to upset the wildlife.
It's not meant for the woods.
Ah, yes, we are in woods.
It's meant for some open rolling hills across the planescape with things that honestly deserve it.
What about someone else? What other music is there?
We have a. Toggle harpa.
I am
Hey.
familiar with this one.
Very interesting. We traveled to Wetlands before.
Maybe I have. I once wandered a frozen forestscape and was gifted the music of many others.
You like to
Where-
travel as well. Maybe you ran into one of my kin.
I am terribly sorry, but I do not remember names. I understand the noises are made, but the names have no meaning. If there's music behind them, I can understand it.
That's alright.
Bagpipes continuing to just go through conversation. Young man with the rabbit. What about you? Do you have music? Sad.
I don't know if it has a name. But if you're referring to instruments, a lot of people tend to enjoy playing the ethereal drum. It's a nice sound that goes well with the area.
I see. Something like... And it once again scans its hand over several of the metal cubes and takes one down, replaces it. As drums beat through the night now once more, as Kamaxtel, you were just getting used to the last thing and like kinda slowly fading away, and now there's drums. Now there is drums echoing through the woods as your eyes just kinda, with that just crust upon them, creak back open. Yes, these are nice. Have to listen to that later, Thaddeus.
Yep.
After
Just so you know what I'm referring to.
Drum what go pling plong.
Yes. Metal. Pling plong. Pling plong instead of thump thump. Beat beat. As as time feels like it's slowly creaking on by, you have a just few minutes of almost silence. Well, not silence, but just listening to the ethereal drums go off for a while. Might I ask something of all of you?
Of course.
If I could provide instruments, could you make some music together?
Oh, sure, I can make some good.
I'm conflicted because with Salt's ability to play instruments, I feel like that would be an active violation of his agreements. I could try, but it's not gonna be good.
It is okay. Once it starts flowing, it will guide you. As long as you can play. Sometimes music is not about how good the performer themselves are, but the memories you make with it.
Concern intensifies. Salt.
I almost forgot. What about you? And he looks at the person that was guiding you. My people typically sing with their throats, or have a variety of drums, and he pulls out a looks like a little wooden flute, various wind instruments. We just make noise with our hands, slap our knees together. We just like slap on our knees, bang on some stuff. Not too much music where I'm from. That is a shame. Maybe you can bring some we make back to your own people.
Come in.
If I provide an instrument of your people and culture, though, would you be willing to try?
We'd love to.
I reckon I could. No reason not to. Forest Guide just gives a nod. Very well. Danny, Salt?
No, I said I'd try.
Yeah.
But he's very worried about it because his emotion in playing this instrument may not match well.
Danny?
I'll make an attempt if I have to. And that's a Thaddeus saying, make an attempt.
He's, but it's...
So, I can try.
Waiting for acknowledgement of people and character everywhere. And for those around the circle, he sits there and kind of reaches under the cloak with one of his arms and pulls out a almost what looks to be a yellowish orange quartz crystal, about the size of a thumb, and tosses it into the fire. It makes the briefest hum, and I'd like everyone to make a perception check.
$15.
19.
19.
Any chance there's a third 19?
I thought he was still curled up in the wagon.
I said third, as in you.
15, 19,
Oh, I
19.
said 15.
Oh, I didn't catch that. I just heard 19 and 19.
Oh, no, yeah, I said 15 at the beginning. Sorry.
Well, that is good for all of them, as all of you can faintly hear what almost sounds like someone screaming from deep within the fire. Is almost like a whisper on the wind. It's there and then it's gone. It's not loud, but in between the music stopping, it was definitely there. As from inside its cloak, all four arms start to reach in. Of it doesn't really look like there's anything underneath the cloak, almost as if it's hollow underneath this creature, and it starts to almost writhe and squirm some back and forth as well. He doesn't actually have to provide an instrument for the guide, because the guide has one. And Meatman said he did this, said they pretty much just like clapped and slapped their knees. So he's technically provided with his. Start with Danny.
Okay.
You are given what looks to be a golden skull of some elongated, what appears to be either something kind of bovine, sort of a herbivore of some kind. A cow, a horse. It's not something you actively recognize, but the way the skull shape is and the teeth seems to be some kind of bigger herbivore. Made out of solid gold, let's say, set before you as it pulls it out of its cloak and sets down the little those little drumsticks. I'm trying to think of what those would actually be called for that. Go with drumsticks.
Probably mallets.
Might be mallets. I am not sure of the musical terminology for those things, but drumsticks, the mallets. On top of it, Val,
Yes.
yours is much less friendly, as it is a. Your instrument there appears to be made of bone. The cords, tighten sinew. Like rubber bands, say like bands stretched to their maximum.
Interesting.
Salt,
Yeah.
you by far have the worst out of the situation here. Is you're given. So he pulls out.
Why do I have to get the words every time?
Back bagpipes is a loose term in this, as it appears to be some almost swine-like creature with bone protrusions that look like where it's supposed to be where you blow into. It almost looks as if a creature's been turned inside out for this. And just holds it out for you to take. You said you would try.
Oh no, this is Matt. No, sorry, this is Matt thinking of just, what the fuck? You take it. He has more composure than I do. Tall has more composure than I do.
And he pulls down another little music box and opens it. This time, there's no little crystal in it. Let's see. Please, if you will, play me a song of many cultures of this land. And I'd like the three of you to make performance checks.
I mean, I could try.
No pressure.
I also want you to know, the second you told me I'd have to perform this bagpipe, a very specific song came to mind that probably does not fit this tone.
21.
The bagpipe does not fit this tone.
It's okay. I feel the need to share the fact that you said if I was playing the instrument, my first thought is he would break it down to play that funky music white boy with bagpipes. Yes.
Everyone is within Salt's range, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
No pressure.
Maxtel, you're trying to sleep. What the fuck is going on over there? What do we got on the performance checks?
21.
20 total.
I'm adding a marker to my count.
I'm glad that the two characters, the not charisma characters.
I'm not a
Are fine.
charisma character, my guy.
Yeah, but you're on a charisma class.
Right now I am
That doesn't
practicing
mean
my
I have
Zetsu.
charisma. We talked about this.
I know.
I'm adding another one to my bad luck counter.
All right.
There was another 2.
As Danny, this almost you've done this before. It's pretty. The weight of the gold feels different. The ping sounds different. It's not quite right, but the way to play is still the same.
I mean, we made these out of bones in the first place, so it's not abnormal. It's fine.
Val,
Yes.
the only time you've done this before was when you were drunk and you just said fuck it. You're not drunk right now, but the same attitude of just saying fuck it seems to be working very well for some reason. As you're just kind of letting it guide you as it's definitely not the sound you're used to, but flesh and tendons make their own unique noises. Your fingers seem to be going where they need to keep playing. That's all that matters. Salt.
I'm pretty sure I'm about to get cursed for this again.
You have an instrument that you have to put your mouth on, and you realize that after you put your mouth on it already.
I know.
And in the middle of it, you just have that brief just of wanting to throw up. Please give me a con save.
Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. Oh, this is gonna go bad. Hold on, let me check my con save bonus. That would be a 1. That would be a +1 to this roll, whatever I get.
As you guys are making this racket, your bird is also just going.
Guys, I'm about to get cursed. I fail.
I will deliver these animals to the point in your memories.
I fail. I fail.
As you proceed to
That's
throw
3. That's 3 of them now.
You proceed to throw up on the bagpipe.
Yeah.
And what's worse is
No, it doesn't need to be worse. It's already bad.
there is the issue of the other two seem to just be going with it. And this kind of appears to all of you as it doesn't quite feel like you can stop playing. You two are playing well and are stuck in kind of just stuck in a state of playing. Salt. You just threw up on this thing and now you're immediately playing it again. As if your body's kind of moving on its own. Which is just a wee bit disgusting. You know, a little bit of rationed food you had earlier is on the bagpipe. It's on you. You're continuing to play the bagpipe of inside out animal of something. You're not sure what animal this was. You probably don't want to know.
Why is everything always twisted flesh?
It's just so malleable. It's just so malleable.
Every time for Megapov game, every time for me, it's why is it always twisted flesh stuff?
Because, like Arik said, it's malleable. You can put it anywhere. Whether you want it to be or not, it can go there.
Yeah.
But also, I don't know. That kind of body horror just speaks to me sometimes.
Sometimes?
Sometimes. Anyway, you don't gotta worry about the adultery of flesh here. That's it. Never spread that far. But playing your flesh flute there.
Yeah.
Skin bag.
Oh god, could have chosen a better term.
I could have and chose not to. As you play off into the night, as you can see the moon pass along slowly, getting towards the edge of the tree line. Camaxtel, it's been like a fucking hour, and this is just keeps going.
At this point, I'm assuming they're all going to be whisked away, and I'm gonna have to complete this on my own, and I've accepted that.
Yeah. As Salt, there is one thing you've noticed at pieces in here is that your bird keeps a steady eye lock on this thing at all times, and it has been keeping an eye back on your bird as well.
Okay, it's having a staring contest. I can't do anything with that. I'm vomiting on a fucking bagpipe.
As that fire starts to raise ever so briefly higher and higher to the sky, and then after reaching 10 feet, 15, it hits almost 20 feet tall in a towering inferno and then just gone. And as the fire is gone, as quickly as it manifested, one long arm slinks into the coals of white-hot ashes, unfazed, and pulls out that yellowish-orange quartz piece before, now glowing red-hot, with a very slight vibration to it, as for the instruments that the three of you had, the moment that the fire faded, the next note you played, for Thaddeus or for brain function. Danny. I kept wanting to say Crystal. So Danny. The gold almost starts to rust. It's not something that gold really does. It's almost as if like a reverse alchemical process. It's like it turns back from gold to an iron. And that iron very quickly rusts and fades away until it's nothing but dust. As Val, that last note for yours, a string pops. And with one string popping, the entire thing unravels. As the meat all just decays into nothing and the bones sit there, finally able to go taut. Or say, finally able to relax from being held taut for so long. Crack and return to the earth. Salt, yours just slowly kind of deflates for a moment before almost liquefying to the ground. As that piece of bone you were holding onto, you're able to just let it go and return to the ground. And you're finally able to breathe normally once again, not being forced to play bagpipes. Your lungs no longer feel like they're about to explode. The creature takes that crystal, puts it in the little box that it had open, closes it, and adorns it back on its headdress there, its golden crown. And it sets a different music box on the ground in front of it, and stands up and just lowers its head a little, just a very faint bow, closing all four of its arms together. Thank you for your wonderful performance. My time here is short. Thank you for being a gracious host and entertaining me for the short time I was allowed here.
Glad I was able to.
As the moon lowers beyond the trees, I too must go.
Safe travels, friend.
Safe travels for you as well, friend. And it sits there and not sits there. It stands there for a moment, looks up at the moon for a few seconds as that last little bit of light goes through the trees. Almost where a shadow comes across, and as the shadow falls upon the tree, shadow goes past the tree line. It steps into it and merely blends in with the shadow and is gone. No more faint music in the air, just the cold night breeze. Everything sits still for a moment after that. The guide, for a moment. It is no longer in these lands. And he looks at the music box hesitantly. Travelers, I have a request of you.
Yes.
I do not ask that you speak of this night again, but I ask that you take this, remove it from this land here. Bury it, dispose of it, sanctify it. But simply get rid of it from this land and preferably make it to where no one could open it or play whatever comes out.
We can do that.
And he'll let you pick that up, but he'll go over to you, Salt, and just put a hand on your shoulder. Are you okay?
Right about this time, I'm
this is going
poking
back
my
to
head up.
Zach again.
Yeah, it's finally gone quiet. Do you think you are fit to continue travel?
Better than staying here.
Very well. Would you like to prestidigitate yourself clean?
Yeah, I figured he would when he had the chance. I just didn't want to interrupt you.
And the guide will produce good berries. Please, all of you, take one of these. It shall be nourishment for the rest of the travel.
I should take one.
I'm gonna just hold on to it for a minute. Maybe in a few minutes.
Your bird will take one. Caw.
Because I'm taking one and feeding one to Peter.
Write down, say for Medina there, you write down golden music box for your inventory.
So, someone explain what just happened when we're not here anymore.
As everyone gets back into the carriage. Camaxto, you're awake now.
I know. I
It's
said the thing
it's
I
one
just
of,
said out loud.
Yeah, okay. It's one of those things where it's like you've been disturbed from your sleep so many times, you're just awake.
Uh-huh.
It's cold, it's dark. After everyone comes back from that looking back at that area, that clearing is just gone. It's solid woods once again. And we'll pick up next time finishing getting out of the woods and carrying on with your destination. So we're hitting 12:30 here. Just about.
Alright, Ty. Anything before I stop the recording?
No, I gotta talk. I was gonna say something. I gotta talk with Matt about it. So it'll just be tacked on towards the start of next time.
Alrighty. Goodbye.
Flesh flute.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.